Okay, so for today, right, we will be discussing about the report of HTML of Playwright. The default report is HTML report, and what we had in plan is that we'll be seeing how to take screenshots, right? Take screenshot. Uh, Today is day 21 of Playwright, and we'll see like how to take screenshots, and then we'll also see how to attach them right in the report. Attach them in the report. And then I will also show you that in Playwright, there is a possibility that you can also create the video of your test execution and then also attach it to the report. Okay. So we'll see that part also, video. And then we'll go towards TraceViewer and try to understand what does it give. Okay. TraceViewer and what this is about. So these are the four things for the today. Let's get started one by one. About screenshots, right? So if you see your execution report, if I do it as is, right, you will see that there is no screenshot taken by default, right? So what happens is that in Playwright, if you have the intention of taking screenshots, then you will have to run the code for taking those screenshots, right? Now, how does the screenshot can be taken, right? If let's say that this is your page, if this is your page, right, and you have the intention of taking a screenshot of the entire page, right, entire page, then this is one case, right. Second case could be, let's say you are interested in taking a screenshot of a specific element, right. Let's say the sign button, right. So there are two possibilities which are possible, right, not just in Playwright, in any tool. Okay, so you could take the entire screenshot of the page, or you could take the screenshot of the specific element. Maybe you want to highlight that this is an element which has a problem on it, right? So that the focus is on there, right? Now, again, all the tools provided, Selenium has that provision, WebDriver.io has that provision, and Playwright is no difference. Here also, it has a provision to take both the things, even at the page level and even at the locator level, element level. So to do that, right, what happens is, you know that there are two classes, right, which we have in Playwright. One is page, and second is the locator, right? So at both the levels, there is a method called screenshot. Okay. Now, if you have to take the screenshot of the entire page, then you will be using the screenshot on the page level. But if you want to take a screenshot at a locator level, then this is what you will be using. Okay. So let's see this. Playwright Dev APIs. Okay. Let's close all this classes. Here, page, right? So if you go at the page level, scroll down to the bottom, screenshot. Okay. Now, if you see, right, it returns the buffer with the captured screenshot. Okay. What you have to do is, right, let's say you want to take a screenshot. Okay. Okay. One more thing, right? If you see, right, there are these two folders. Notice what these folders. Let me just delete them as of now. Okay. You see, these are the folders which I have created myself, right? These files and all. Apart from it, whatever gets generated, right, it gets generated because we are doing some execution and we want to collect some artifacts. Okay. So now notice this. If I run this code, right, as is, whatever I have written till now, right, if I run it, let me just correct this. Otherwise, it keep on fading only. If I run this, see what will happen here. Notice the directory here. It will generate two folders. One is test results, which will contain, it is a folder which will contain all your extra artifacts, right, which you would like to place inside the test folder. Okay. Like here, right, if you see, I am not placing anything as of now, right? I am not generating any extra artifact. So nothing is there, right, in the test result folder. Okay. Now, if you see, right, Playwright report, index.html, right? So this is the file, right? Index.html file. This is that file which will open up, right, if I do show report. Since everything passed, right, by default, the nature of Playwright is it does generate the report, but it does not open that report, right? If you want to open the report, you will do what? You will go to the terminal and type npx playwright show report. What it will do is, it will just go and load this index.html file, and this is the URL for it, and this is how report looks like. Okay. report looks like. So this is your test step, right? This is your test step, and this is how things look like. We have seen all this earlier, right? Attachment by default, if you see, right, any whatever we are printing, right, on the console log, you see our test is right. This one, I'm printing this. So what it did was it created since it was going to be a standard output, right, over here. So what Playwright did is it intelligently collected this and showed in this std out output over here. Okay. Now again, we'll see like how what all we can have here, but let's just focus on the screenshot part. So if you go now, right, this is a screenshot method. Screenshot, right? So if I want to now take a screenshot, how will I do it? I'll go to the code here, and let's say I want to say I will say await page dot screenshot. Right now, screenshot you can see it can take an option, right? Option. So it means it will be this part. Now within these options, what all value can you provide? Everything, all that information, right, is mentioned here. Right. Again, there are a lot of things here, right, which you can use, but it would be of no use for you. Let's see the options which are important for us, right? One is taking a full page, right? By default, right, when true takes a screenshot of the full scrollable page instead of the currently visible viewport, right? Defaults to false. So this is by default false, but if you want to take the screenshot of the full page, this is the parameter which you have to set. So what you will do is you will come here and say full page equals to true. Okay, true. But by default the value is false. And it takes a screenshot of the visible viewport only. So this is one parameter. Second parameter which I wanted to show you is path, right? The file path to save the image to. The screenshot type will be inferred from file extension. The screenshot type. Okay, there are two types of screenshot which you can take, JPG and PNG, right? Now the screenshot type will be inferred from file extension, right? So whatever path you give, you will be also giving the name of the file to which it should be saved to, and it will have an extension. So accordingly, it will save the screenshot type. If path is a relative path, then it is resolved related to the current working directory. See, this is important. Okay, if path is relative, then it is resolved related to the current working directory. So you will have to be very careful when you would be giving the path in that case. If you are giving an absolute path, then there is no problem. If no path is provided, the image won't be saved to the disk. Okay, let's say you do not give a path. Okay, let's do one thing. See how it can be done is, if you see, right, these parameters are all optional. This is optional. This is optional, right? Everything is optional here, right? So what Playwright says is that if even if you just take a screenshot like this, right, then also I'm fine, right? So let's take this way, right? Let's do one thing. Let's just take the screenshot and let's observe what will happen. We have taken the screenshot. What will it return? It will return me a buffer of right, even the promise of buffer. Let me correct it somewhere. So I will say screen shot one. Okay, I have corrected this. Now, if you see, right, as of now, what Playwright will do with this operation, Playwright will take this screenshot when this command will be fired. Okay, great. But first of all, since we have not given the path, it will not save it anywhere. Okay, it is not saved. It will be in the memory, right, during the execution of the test case, right? And it will also not attach it to the report. Okay, if you want to attach it to the report, right, you will have to do something. What is that something? What you have to do is, you till now, right, we have been using this part where we write a test case, we give the name of the test case, then we write the body, right, async await and all that. But in this body over here, right, right, in this signature of the method, we know that we can provide fixtures, and we have talked about it earlier in the initial days of Playwright. I told you that you could also use something called test info here, which gives you all the information about the current running test, right? Now, if you want to attach this screenshot to the report, right, in the report, you will have to make use of this. You will say test info, and there is a method over here which says dot attach. Okay, dot attach. Here you will have to give the name to it, right, and then you will have to give some information. So what you will do is attach. Let me give a name. So I'll say image, or let's say screenshot screenshot one, let's say, right? I'm giving any name, and then you have to give the path of it. What you will do is content type. No, I wanted it to be okay. What I will give in case of this, just a second. So you will just say screenshot and body, right? You will use body, and then you just say the screenshot part. Okay. So you will say you will have to specify the body part, and you will give the variable which contains your screenshot like this. And then you have to also give one more thing. What was that? Uh, you have to give this information content type. Okay, because what is happening here is here the screenshot is stored as a buffer. Okay, you want to tell right that okay, go and save it as an image or PNG. Now this is how the it will get attached. But attach returns you what? Let me check. Does it returns you promise, right? So you have to use await, right? Let's run it, see whether the screenshot is taken or not. And this is on the page level. Okay, let's run it. Oh, I need to clear it. Okay, but no worries. Look, it did all of that, right? What it has to do. And now, if you see, right, test result again do not have anything within it, right? Okay, great. But in the Playwright report, if you see, right, there is now a data folder, right? A data folder which contains your screenshot. Okay, the one which is attached to the report, which is this one. Let us see the report. If you go here, so let's do a control C and do show report, right? If you open it up, you will see the screenshots, right? You can see the screenshot here. The screenshot got attached. Okay. Now let's do one thing. If you see, right, there is a scroll bar here, right? So it means like the complete page has not been taken up. So let's try to use that variable, right, which they were suggesting to use. So that is what full size, right? That was what full page. Okay. Am I oh, not here? Sorry, here. Full page equals to true, right? Let us remove this report. Everything, right? We will create some scripts, right, in our package of this one to do these activities, but we'll do it when once we start designing the framework. Okay, but let's see how to take this part. We'll just go and run it now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it ran, right, and again test result folder is blank, and Playwright has this data folder which contains the image which has been generated. Let's generate the report. Okay, again you can see, right, it has taken a screenshot, attached a screenshot. If you see, right, this is not just a viewport, right? See how intelligent this is, right? It automatically scroll down to the bottom to show you the footer of the page also, right? Again, a very convenient way. Now same thing, right, you can do at an element level. What you have to do is just go back. Instead of taking a screenshot at the page level, let us take both the screenshots. Okay, let us take both the screenshots. What I'll do is let element screenshot equals to, what you will do is this time you want to take a screenshot at a locator level. Let's say I will take the screenshot at a that sign in button level, right? So I'll go here, we close this page also, and here sign in page. Let's write a XPath for it. This is button type submit. Button type equals to submit. Okay, at the rate sign. Right, you can see this is highlighting this button, right? Now I am interested in taking the screenshot of the sign button only. So what I'll do is I'll go back here, right? You need access to locator, so it has to come through page. So from page you will go to the locator. Here you will define it. Okay, and now you will say screenshot. Okay, and again, what on the screenshot, which is available with the locator, right? All the variables are same except this full page. So this full page thing will not exist on this screenshot because it does not make any sense, right? If you are taking a page, then it is a full page thing, right? Which is so that value exists in that case, not here. So I'll keep it as is as of now. I will take this screenshot and do what? I will again attach it, right? Again here. Let me copy this. I want to attach two screenshots. Control X, this value and screenshot 2. Let us see how things look like now. Let me delete all these stuff. Okay, done, right? So it did all the execution. And let me see again, nothing here. And here you have two screenshots, right? Now let's open the report. Control C and paste Playwright show report. So if you see, this is what your test steps are, and these are the two screenshots which we have taken. One is this screenshot, right? And second is this one, sign in button. Okay. Again, you can give any name which you feel like, and here, right, you also get the option to download your file. You click on it, it will start downloading the file. So very handy report. Again, all this attachment can also be downloaded, right? Let us do one more thing, right? Currently, let us see how the report will look like if you have executed multiple test cases. So what I'll do is, let me just copy paste this code, generate it here, and I will do what? I will take screenshot uh, of locator assertion. Let me write here screen screen 1, screen 2, and screen 1, and screen 1. And if I wanted to run only those test cases, right, only a specific test cases, so what I can do is I can provide test dot only. Okay, so in case we discussed about it earlier, what we do is like let's say you have 100 test cases, right, and you want to run only a couple of test cases within it, right, or let's say a single test case. Now the one of the option is that you go and write skip against all the test cases, right? Or the second option is you can come here, right, and type only after the test case name. And now if I run the report, right, if I run the execution, what it will do is it will go and find it. If it sees any only part to it, right, it will just go and run only those test cases, nothing else. Let's take this up. And what we'll do is I want to change something here, or should I leave it like this? Let me just change the name of the screenshot. Okay, I just want to prove a point that they are attaching the screenshots per test case level. Okay, so these are the two test cases. And one more thing which I will do is, let's see the our parallel execution also, right? For doing that, what I'll do is, we have over here assigned this, right, workers to be 1. What I'll do is I'll assign it to 2. Okay, 2 workers here, and 2 workers, and I wanted to run with this uh, Chrome thing, I believe, right? This end-to-end spec file, yeah, this one, Chrome one. So again, the command for doing all of this is npx playwright uh, project equals to Chrome, right? Equals to Chrome. This is how we type, right? Play, if I remember it correctly, when I'm forgetting. npx playwright this, or do we write test also? Well, let me check. I am forgetting the syntax. Running and debugging test cases. We do it by npx playwright test case. So test is also there. So what we'll do is npx playwright test project from, and let's run it. Let's see what happens. So you can see, right, running. Oh, it is saying running two tests using one worker. Oh yes, we have in a single file, right? Okay. So then it will not run in parallel. If I have to run in parallel, I'll have to say fully parallel, which I did not do, right? Okay. What do I see here? Okay, I don't see it showing me everything. Test result folder. Okay, here now it has created these. Okay, let's see, right, what is happening. Let's see what it did. So this is the screen one test case, and you can see the screenshots of it. So this says screenshot one, screenshot two. Okay, fine. And if you go to all, if you expand this one here also, you will see the screenshot and it says screenshot 3 and screenshot 4, right? But what I am not able to understand is, like, it is okay that it is there. Why I'm not seeing 4 screenshots here? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me change the page, and I will also set this to fully parallel so that we can also make use of it. Fully parallel as true, and I'll go to this step file. Screen one, screen two. I'll take my screenshot, which is https or test.in. Okay, we do not need to do any of this. Let's say any of this, and we'll just run this part. And I will not take element screenshot. I will take the screenshot of just the page, right? Let's say, just to make things simple. Here we are writing this test case, and above there, right, it has the other one. Let me write what test one, use this name over here. Okay, and in this case, it has what test fully page and all the other things, right? So let's run it and see what happens. Control C. This time it should say working, running in two workers, right? Yeah, it should open two screens. As you can see, it does. It does. And let's see what it did. Now you can see, right, there are three screenshots taken, right? Two for the other page and third is for this one. And here, since we did not put anything by ourselves into it, right, that's why it looks like this, right? Last one, JSON, right, says status passed, fine. Leave that part also. Let's open the report. Where is the report? 9323. Okay, it got hanged. It hanged my system. Okay. Okay. Just a second. Let me open it myself. This is the report, right, which it has generated. Screen one and screen two. If you open screen one, you can see the screenshot being attached, right? See the entire page, right? It took the page, it took the screenshot of the entire page after scrolling, right? Or just looking at the footer section. Although it is not absolutely correct, right? There were a lot of sections within it, right? Between this, but I think there it has some transitions, okay, which happens, which it ignored. If you want to take those transitions also, right, then there is another option within it. But again, that's like for the need basis. So screenshot. So you can see the screenshot are getting attached per test case level, right? One is this part. If you open this another test case, shows all the information for this test case. Okay. Okay, great, right? I hope you are understanding this, and I mean, we are able to understand how to take a screenshot at a element level and at the page level. Okay, and also attach it to the report. Any doubt on this? Kiran, Anand, or we are good, I believe.
No doubt.
Right?
No
So,
doubt. I was also parallelly able to run this at my end.
great, great. And now you can see, right, how simple it is, right? You do not have to do a lot of things. Just know the method and use test info to attach it, right? And even there, you do not have to have the intent. I mean, see, uh, if you see, right, you already have these images being attached, right? Standard here. So why to keep it somewhere else? So Playwright is taking the responsibility of storing your files, the screenshot which you're generating, right, in this folder, right, in the data folder within it. If let's say you need the access to these files also, right, just you what will do what you will just maintain the artifactory, right, or the output directory with this folder, right. And if you need it to save it for future use, just push it to the S3 bucket or save it somewhere, right, with your with all the code, right. Why to just unnecessarily create a copy of it and place it somewhere else? Getting it? And once, and this is like the folder which has your report, right? So every time you spin up the report, right, in your report, it will go and check this folder and generate the report format. So no hassle, right? Okay, great, right? So this is how you take a screenshot at a page level and at the element level. Yeah, man.
Akhil, question on the parameter in Playwright config. So when you updated it to fully parallel equal to 2, so that means it was able to spin up two browsers session, because there were two test cases which were
Right,
marked with dot only,
right,
and both were running parallelly, right?
right. Both were running parallelly. See,
Parallelly.
by default, the nature of Playwright says that if you have a one single spec file, which is this, right? By default, Playwright will give only one worker to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens because of that? So if you have multiple test cases within that file, because it's a single worker, it can take things sequentially only, one by one. But
Mhm.
if you want to override that behavior also, right, and make yourself fully parallel, so you will have to go and say fully parallel to true. And now what will happen here is Playwright will look at a test level now. It will look at all the test cases, find number of test cases, and then start the number of worker threads, right, parallelly. So now within a single spec file also, right, test cases are running parallelly because Playwright assigned two different workers to them. Okay.
Okay. I tried the same on my side, and on the prompt, or like on the terminal, what I saw was it was displaying that running 29 tests using 8 workers. And out of that, I also had only two tests marked as test only. Then so it printed 27 skipped, 2 passed. And what I observed on my screen was first the first test case browser got closed, and then the second test case browser got closed. So I was little confused whether they were running parallelly, or like they were executing one after the another.
Okay, so it depends on your configuration file, right? I will have to see that file. And are you running? Have you created a project over there? How many projects do you have over there?
I have just enabled one, which is Chromium.
Okay, so Chromium project is running, and how many? And within that project, you have specified the same file, the single file, right, which needs to run with that browser.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and the next question is like, how many test cases you have in that file? 29 test cases.
Yeah, but all of them were marked as skipped. Only 2 were enabled.
Like test only, right? You're saying.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so if
Oh,
it was test.
I think I did not mention it test only. I deliberately kept them as just test. I did not.
Right. So there is a problem, right? So what happens here is
Okay,
first,
yeah.
see, there are two things, right? First of all, it should not have said 8 workers, right? If it is saying 8 workers, it means that you have not changed the settings, right, over here, or you have removed that setting from here. This would not be there in your case, I
It is
believe,
there. Worker process.env.ci, right?
right? And after that, what are you saying?
It
Is
is.
it one or undefined? It is undefined, right?
Yeah, but behind it is undefined. Yeah.
Undefined, right? So okay. So what happens here is, okay, what I also did wrong here is it's two is for the CI, right? If this CI variable exists, then run it to otherwise undefined. I should have kept this 2, right? Why it ran 2 in my case? Because I had only 2 test cases to run.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what the value would be. 1 is to 2. If you are running on a CI environment, CI environment is what, like Jenkins, City and all, right? If you were
Mm-hmm.
doing that way, what we are saying is that only run one worker, right? Only
Okay.
run things in one worker, right? And
Okay.
otherwise use undefined. When you say undefined, you leave the control to Playwright to decide how many workers to start. And it will look, if you have more than, let's say you had like 29 test cases or whatever you had, right? What this will do is it will go and try to look into your cores, right? CPU cores, how many CPU cores you have. So you would be having 8 core processor. So it found that okay, I can start 8 workers at max. So it started saying that okay, it looked into the file, said, okay, there are 29 test cases, and I'll be running it using 8 workers. But
Okay.
out of those workers, right, and test cases, it later found out, okay, that there are only 2 test cases to run. And for that, right, you need only 2 workers to start with, right? Two
Okay.
workers to start with. But since you would have set fully parallel as false, let's say you did, then the things would run sequentially. But if you would have set it to true, then it should have run parallelly.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
do this thing now. You can just set it to 2 and leave and mark the test cases which you want to run with only. Okay,
With
and
only.
do it fully parallel as 2. You will see that things are running fine.
Okay. I'll try.
Okay, great, right? Coming back. So we are done with the screenshot, right? How to take it and how to attach. Okay, the next part. How to take the video, right? Let's say we want to take a video. Again, a very simple concept. You have to do what? You will have to first enable the video part on the Playwright. What you will do is in your config file, right? You will come here and you will come to use, and here, right, in the use section of it, you will say video and just say there are a lot of parameters, right, which you can decide that retain on failure, retry with video, right, on first retry and all that. So by default, let's make it on. Okay. So every time a test case runs, right, Playwright will record a video of it and then also attach it to the file. Okay. So what we'll do is again, just you have to enable this part. That's it. Now what Playwright will do? Let's see. Let me delete all these folders. So to recycle, let's stop the server and let's execute the test case again, right? What I'll do is I'll come here and px show project home. You can see running 2 tests using 2 workers. Go there, run it. See, if you see, right, both were running parallelly. Okay, it was overlaid on each other, but both were running parallelly. Now let's see, right? If you see test results here, right, this time you see videos being played, right, per test cases level. There is a webm video, right, which it created. Okay, if you want to play with it, you can just run it here and it will play. If you go to the report, right, in the report, this is the index HTML file which will render once you say show report. And in the data folder, right, if you see, it has these screenshots and these videos. So what are you learning here? That Playwright report, right, folder will have all the content whichever is being used in this index.html file, right? And the second part here is that there is a test result folder which Playwright will maintain, and over here, right, for the videos at least, right, it will also maintain them per test case level, right? You can see end-to-end screen 1, end-to-end screen 2, right? So it took the name of the file end-to-end, hyphen is screen 1, which is your test case 1, and then screen 2, right? And it is also turning on which browser it ran. So it is maintaining folders, right, per execution, and then all the artifacts, right, which it by default can maintain, it will maintain, or otherwise you can also place your content, right, inside these folders during the execution. Yeah, Anand, please.
So I can see the sequence is maintained inside the test result, as you mentioned.
Hmm.
Just a quick question that in the in the data section also the sequence should be maintained, because there I'm not seeing it. Like I
No,
see.
you do not need to do that, right? Because that is for internal purpose of this index.html file.
Okay, their sequence is not necessary.
Right. But again, right, if you would ask me, right, you would never need, right, you do not need to understand them, right? But because ultimately what you will do, you will go and generate the report. Let's generate the report. Let's see what happens. To generate the report, this is how the report looks like. Okay. Screen 1. You will see this play button also being displayed here, right? over here. Let me show you again, right? Let's go back to our original dashboard, which is this one, right? If you so there are first of all two test cases which we ran. Go to screen one. All the test execution things and everything are there, right? The screenshot is attached. You can see the screenshot. Let's close this, and you can see a video section now, right? And here, if you play with it, you can see, right? It did some execution, okay? It did some execution, okay? And although might not show you the okay, let me just run it again, right? See, if you see, right, what is happening here? Why it is making it small? Because I asked him to take a full page screenshot, right? So it is doing something internally to make the page full size, which is by reducing the size of the page, right? So that it can fit on the viewport. Getting it? Otherwise, this is how the page opens up. Let me just see, right? This is how the page opens up, right? Okay. You are seeing this size because it shortened it up, right? So that it can take this complete screenshot. That's it. It is not because of the video. Getting it? But you can see it did record everything which Playwright was doing with the test case. Again, a very good artifact, right, for your reports. And you can see how seamless it is. No headache, nothing, right? Just go and enable the video over there, and it will just automatically attach it. Now, I'm sure, right, from last 20, 21 days, you would be seeing the power of Playwright and why Playwright is popular. One of the another reason, right, to understand the popularity of Playwright. Without any hassle, right? Everything is getting attached automatically per test case level. To do the similar stuff, right, in Selenium, there is a lot of headache to do. And you can, I'm not sure even can you take a video over there. But here, everything is possible. See the video, see right in this test case, we did not generate the console log, so you do not see that attachment, right, which says the std out. If you go to the other test case, you will see three things. You will see four things, right? First of all, the test step, right, and all the executions of it, right? If there was a failure, right, then you would also see a errors block right on the top. This is the screenshot folder. This is the video folder. You can see what will happen here, right? It opened it up and then it took a screenshot of it. It took the screenshot of the sign in also. So it is showing you this also, right? And you can also download the video if you want for your reference and attach it to an email or somewhere, right? So that people can view it. And this is the attachment folder which shows this. The fifth tab which you could have seen here is the errors, right? If the test case would have failed. Okay. So this is how things are running over here, right? With if you see, right, videos will always be taken, right, because you just set that to on that part, right? For the screenshot, right, let's say for the screenshots, you want to take those screenshots at maybe in the cases, right, when the test is only failing, right, let's say. So what you can do is you can come here, right, you can come into your test case, you can add after each block, right, a hook within it. Let me write it. So you can say test after each, right? And what we'll do is, let us take some example. What you can do is, after each, right, just write async, and we'll have the access to test info also over there, and we can just use it from there. Let me just grab it. It's a page over here. Can I do this test info, right? I can take test info here also, test info, right? And whatever code I was writing, right, for the screenshot, let's say for the page one, what I will do is I will take this out. Let me take this thing out. I will place this code in a hook and save it like this, right? Now it says await as a failure. Why? Because await will come. Oh, what did I copy here? Sorry, not here. What test? Await expression only allowed with nothing function at the top level of modules. What am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? So I'm getting access to page, right? Okay. Oh, I did not put async here, right? Sorry. That's why it is complaining. Okay, so page dot screenshot, let's say screen one, and okay, we'll take this thing, right? We'll take this. What we want to do is we want to do this operation if the test case has failed. Let's say, right? Only in the cases where test case would have failed. So what I'll do is I'll use test info, right? See, test info contains all the information about test case, right? So what you can do is you will say test info. If test info dot status, right? There is a something called status. If the status, right, I will say if status double equal to, right, double equal to equals to passed, right? If it is passed, then go and do it. Otherwise, don't do it. Or if the status, if the test case has failed, only then do it. So it depends, right? Whatever you want to do. In most of the cases, you will see that people, because saving these artifacts, right, on the screen, on on your folder, right, takes space, right? So, and you will be doing a lot of execution during the day. It's not practical to keep all the artifacts with you, right, and store it there. So what people do is they just keep the screenshots and the videos, right, for the cases where the failure would have happened, so that it can help them in the analysis by debugging them. What you will do is failed, right? Let us see what is the option for it. Failed, right? Failed. So you can do this way, right? Or you can do the opposite of not equals to pass, right? Let's say. Then in all the cases, it will take the screenshot and attach it to the report. Let's run it to see, right? Let's say passed, because my test case will passed, right? So now you do not have to write this piece of code in all the test cases. Just leave it here, right? And it will run. Okay. So this is the use of your hooks again, right? Okay, we'll run it and see. So what did we learn? We learned about yeah, please.
What would be the best practice to write this hook, like at the top of the spec file, or like anywhere in between, or at the bottom?
See, the way I see it or way I would do it is to follow the sequence. You know that before all is something which will run the in the first place, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then before each is something which runs after every test case. So what I'll do is I'll keep these two things at the top, okay, so
Okay.
that people are aware. And what I'll do is again it's just a nomenclature. You can also keep after all and after each on the top along with it, so that you know that these are the hooks. Yeah, Kiran, please.
As we're trying to get screenshot when test is passed, so there's also one like use case in Playwright config.ts where there also we can mention, right, in the use. So here, besides video,
Maybe yes,
yeah,
you can.
uh, in the use, yeah, here if you get screen,
Screenshot.
yeah,
Yes,
and then colon, there are options like on failure.
pass fail, right? On this also. That's the same thing only, right? Same thing here. You can do it here. This one also.
Yeah. So if we say on, if you want on failure, we can get. Otherwise, if you want on every test run, we can get. So I was previously trying these options, so I found out.
No, absolutely correct, right? This is what you can do in this case also, right? So what will happen is now it will take the screenshot in all the cases,
Yeah.
right? So it will go and attach the screenshots in the Playwright report as per like since you configured this.
Right.
I'm not very sure about the video. Let's say if you do not do it here, right? So you saw right about the screenshot. If you do not give here, right, then also you have a provision to start the screenshot and attach it to the report. But what
Right.
about the video? I'll have to check that part. So let's say you are not doing it here, right? So then you have a headache on your head to take the screen to take the video and also attach it to the report. How do we take a video? Let's see. I'm not sure. From within test case, what can you do?
I think there is a record video from the context side.
At the context level,
Yeah.
let us say page dot video. Okay, we have an option on video also here, right?
Mm.
So you can do this video object associated with this page. But what after this? Okay, this is the path. It will just give the path of it. But video, someone has to take the video first. and you're saying it could be available at the context level. Context.
And inside that, create an object and say record video inside the context brackets.
Okay. Record video.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me type video. Video color space, video frame, video playback quality. Okay, I'm not getting that option. Video, let's say recorder. No.
I have tried it. I think I have to revisit it.
Okay, can you share that code? I'm not sure. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT also.
Okay.
Yeah, here, right? It's taking this. This is to attach a report, but again, this is of no use. What we have to do is we have to uh, without uh, without configuring video in config file how to start a recording at a test case level in Playwright. You can start recording with the session without modifying the config file by manually creating a browser context with video recording enabled. Okay, and this is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Record video, this part. But here it is saying to, while creating the context itself, it is setting the value. Okay, and new page, and then you do what? You just go and attach the report to it through this command. In that case, you will have to do this, but how to start the video? You have to start the video at the context level.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So
yeah,
for
maybe
video, I think the config file is a better way to configure for recording video, I guess.
right, because there also, right, you get the option to decide like from for which cases you need to do.
Yeah.
So what you can do is, let's say you want to run it for the failure ones, right? What you'll do is just come here, do it on first retry, retain on failure, right? Retain on failure. So you will do something like this. And now if once your test case fails, right, then it will be maintained, otherwise it will be removed. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the different options, right? And if you see, right, all of this is good enough, right, for us to get a very competitive report so that we can share it with everyone, right? So again, so this is everything about the reporting part, right, which I wanted to also share with you guys. We have already seen how to fail a test case, how to pass a test case. In case of failure, how does the report look like? Let me close these reports now. And if you would ask me, these are better than these are better than your LEO report, right? At least for the Playwright, right? Because this inbuilt report which Playwright is provided, right, is containing all the information, right? You can just go and drill down to whatever information you need, and then you have also have the overview, right, over things in here, right? But people who are used to LEO, right, they can then they would think of configuring LEO report with Playwright, which is also possible. But I feel this is much better. All the information in the same place. Otherwise, for doing the same stuff, you will have to configure a lot of things in that report over there.
How
And
much
if you
difference does the LU report look from this report?
you have seen that in Web.io, right? So it's the same report.
It's the same. Okay.
Yeah. Like
I think
what? Mhm.
I think it just missed the dashboard things. Other than that, it has some more functionality than Allure, but just dashboard and the home screen view lacks here, I guess.
Right. See, again, what happens in Allure is they are providing multiple different views, right? Category view, browser view, I mean, test case view, right? And that Apex view, right? So if you are interested in seeing the test cases in the different views for different types of stakeholders, then using Allure might be a better choice. But if you are someone, right, who are interested only for the purpose of technical thing, right? Then this is the best report to have, at least in terms of the Playwright. If you see, right, It is not meant for the this report is not meant, or I should say, I mean, it can be used, but if you would see, right, Allure is more descriptive because there you can group the test cases based on your epics, right, your feature files and your tickets, right, zero tickets. So you can do all of that configuration in the Allure. But here, none of it can be done. It will be like doing what? It will go in and it will just categorize under different spec files, right? And then within the spec file, you need to know, okay, what all test cases you have ran, and then it has all the technical details within it. It might be very good for you and me, but for the stakeholders, right, who are not literate on the technical side or who would not like to see this in this way, right, they would prefer seeing the other part, the Allure one. Yeah, no, please.
Akhil, because we are like you just brought out the point of stakeholders. So I just have a quick question: like, are these reports configurable enough to be, directly get attached to any test management tool if we are using, let's say,
See,
test
see,
retail or
if
test or
see,
something like that?
it can be if it is only the index.html file. If you see right earlier, okay, let me show you this. You have generated this droid. You can see, right, it was serving the HTML report at this part, right? Okay, how does it generate the report? If you see this index.html file, let me open this report. There should be, does it show you the browser thing or no? Let me do one thing. Open in revealing file for Explorer. So let's go there. The answer to your query would depend on this part. Let's open this report, index.html. You see, if I open this report, let's say this one, right? You see, it opened like this. It is using my folder location, right? You have to now see whether you're able to get all the information or not. As you can see, currently you are getting all the information, right? Because the path of it is maintained, right? Even all the files, observe the URL, right? Here it is taking it from the folder location, right? Without, let me do one thing. I have stopped the server, right? You can see the server is already stopped, right? Server is already stopped. What is happening is this index.html file is running from my local system, right? Without using any internal server of Playwright. And if you see, right, the video is also attached. Now understand this, right? When I'm saying this, if you want to share this report, right, and let's consider that it does not have a screenshot and it does not have a video, then what you can do is just grab that HTML report, right, attach it to the report, right, or put it in the test file, whatever you feel like, and just save it there, right, and it will work. It will work with charm, right? You just have to double click, it will open in the browser and it will work. But once you start having these screenshots, videos and all, right, then you will have to also attach, you have to make sure that they maintain the hierarchy and the folder structure as created there, because this HTML file would be using that folder path location, right, internally being mentioned in this HTML file, okay, to grab those screenshots and videos. So you will have to be then careful, right, that okay, no mailbox will allow you to put these many artifacts, right, because it will overhead the space issue, right? So what I'm suggesting is, what you can do is, if it is a single HTML file, yes, what you ask is true and you can do that. But if it is more than that, right, you have these attachments also, then I would say place it in a S3 bucket and host it like a static web server, and then share the URL of the S3 bucket with everyone else, right? Or if you have the CI servers, right, and there is a provision that you can host your reports over there, then do it through that way. Do not attach this to a report, to a mail or somewhere to send it to someone. If you want to send it to someone, you should be sending a URL to this report, which is hosted on a server somewhere. Getting it in?
Yeah, I got that point. I think my question was more towards working with uh, 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 some test management tool where we
Okay.
design the test runs and place them on execution for any release purpose. So in that case,
You
like,
can, but again, as I said, right, you will
yeah,
have to be careful with the screenshots and videos. If
okay,
you do not have a video and screenshot, then you can just simply take this HTML file and place it there.
Oh, no,
But
does this also kind of go and updates every step over there and mark it as passed and or failed or in case of failure?
no, 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 not that, right? How will it do it? For that, they would be requiring, you would require some integration with that tool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you will have to find a library for it, right? Which can you can do, and then follow that library to do that integration. Once it is connected, right, then you'll have to also write a code that once this is passing and failing, it should go and on the runtime it should go and update those values in the tool, right?
Hmm.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So it is like on an integration level. It cannot do that by itself.
And that integration should be available. Like it's just a matter of figuring
It
out.
depends. It depends, right? Which tool you're using and what kind of integration they have allowed, or what, let's say, this tool is allowing. Playwright. What is all possible, right? You will have to explore that possibility.
Okay,
Okay, and then understand that the integration, how that integration can be done, and accordingly do all those steps. In
okay,
today's world, I believe everything is possible, but again, you will have to just look for the answers. That's it.
okay.
Okay, great. So what did we cover? I think we covered the agenda mostly. We saw like taking a screenshot. We saw attaching to the report, even the videos part and how to attach, right? The last part, trace viewer, right? Now trace viewer, for the trace viewer, what we'll do is not here. Uh, this is in the doc section. There is a over here called guides. Let's see trace viewer. Trace viewer, right? Trace viewer. Now, what happens here is Playwright trace viewer is a GUI tool and all that, right? Uh, traces are a great way for debugging a test when they fail on CI. You can open traces locally or in your browser on this. Okay, fine. See, they say it is a lot of document here to see, right? But what the crux is, let me show you that part. What they are saying. Uh, let me just see the command to start this up. We have to say show trace and this path. Okay, this is the trace path. And if I want to open it, I think I have to use it in the UI mode. Test trace on to record a trace during development mode. Set the trace to on. Show report tracing on CI. You have to say trace over there on first retry. Trace your features, actions, snapshots, source, call, log, errors, console, network, which is all fine. What I'm interested was like how to open this up. I think for that the steps look like this. Okay, now let me run it again. See what I'll do is this is our thing, right? If you want to open the trace view, right, and see the things happening, right, what you will do is first of all just add UI to it. Okay, so is it running or is it failed? No, it is running, right? You can see, right, something of this screen will open up. Okay, you will see that spec file which you are trying to run, right, it shows like this. And now it has been opened in the UI mode. Okay, now whatever test you want to run, right, you will come here and just run it. Okay, run it. Let's run this part. If you run it, it will start the test case. It will execute this. Whatever you would have written, right, would get executed. And now this trace viewer, right, is holding it. It shows you everything which it did, right, and all the information around it. First of all, if you see, you can see the steps, right, before hooks, right, it ran all these steps. Fixture context page, right, so it ran all the hooks here, right, the fixtures part. And then as part of the test case, this is what the steps was taken. Let me show you the test case also. Test case looks like this. This is the only thing which I have there, right? And then I have commented everything else. So that's why it showed like that part. It has nothing there. It was showing this one, right? And as part of this step, how what you can see here, right? You can see the action, the before part and the after part, right? So one section you have to understand is this actions thing, right? See, first of all, let's understand the UI of this page. First of all, this is a trace view, right, which shows you the history of your execution, right? And you can deep dive and look into like what happened when. Okay. Again, it is a very good thing for your debugging part. And you would be using it for the debugging only. Not you will not run your execution in this mode. Okay, never. You will should only do it for the for in the cases where you really want to debug something. Okay. So first of all, you will decide, right? You ran the things using that UI mode from the command prompt, and it will open this screen. Based on your spec file, which you would have mentioned as part of the project, it would be picked up and shown up here, right? Okay, this spec file. Now within this spec file, you see all the test cases which are mentioned, right? Now what you can do is you have the control to run whichever you want to run. If you want to run all, just play it at this level, run all. If you want to run a specific test case, you can select one and do it. Okay, so this is on the left hand side. If you see, right, this is the test cases. All the test cases will be shown, and in the end, you have a settings tab. Now, this is one way, right? You are seeing a dark mode. If you don't want to see a dark mode, you can see this bright mode, right? I am a fan of this, so let's use this one. Display canvas content. I don't know what this is about, but we'll see. Okay, this is one thing. Now, if you see, right, if you look at the test case level, this is what your test is. You can run things from here. Watch all, okay, and this is collapse all and expand all, right? So these are the two options. What does watch all do? I will check. I'm not sure. And if you want to see a test case, let's say I want to see this test case, right? If you want to play it, you can play it at this level. If you wanted to play all, you can run it at this level. And if you want to see the test case, right? What this test case contains. Here it gives the name, right? You want to see the content of it. Just click on it. You will see test case being displayed here, right? In the bottom. The test case, right? Although you see the entire file of the end to end, but what it does is it focuses on the test case which is mentioned here, right? PC1. Okay. Now, so this is your spec thing, right? The source file, the source tab. There are a lot of tabs here: locator, source, call, log, error console, and all that. So source will contain the source of your file. Okay. And when you click on this, it will show this part. Now, what does watch means? I think watch will do what? Let us see. Okay. I'm not very sure. Let me check. What does watch do? If anyone knows, yeah, Arjun, please.
So I was trying in the text, like in the extension itself in the VS Code, if I click on watch and then if I edit the test case, it automatically reruns it.
Automatic reruns is from the VS Code you're saying.
Yeah. So if I go in the extension like that test icon, yeah. Here, if we click on this watch icon for that particular test that we are running, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like first it will run when it will pass or fail, and then we go and edit these test cases. Then it will automatically reruns it when we save the file. So it's like it will be handy for when we are debugging or something like that, I guess. So now just edit something in test and then save the file. It will.
Oh, okay. So it's like you're working in the watch mode like the developers do, right? So if you
Right,
have a UI application and let's say you okay, understood. So if I make any change to it, it will go and run the test case automatically, right?
right.
Okay, understood. Okay. So let's say I'm running this, right? So if I change this to let's say youtube.com, if this is what it is running, youtube.com, and if I run it, if I save this, it should automatically start.
Uh,
Does it?
can you give watch to that particular test?
Okay. So here if I go end-to-end spec, this is screen one, right? Screen one. It is enabled here. So let me just stop it here.
Now,
Okay. So first of all, it is starting this. Okay, fine. It opened the YouTube. Okay. And now if I do Yes, it started, right? It started doing this.
In my case, it automatically started, but I think
In my case, it is taking some time, but yes, it is getting started, right?
okay, yeah.
Okay. So, okay, great. So, what does watch means is that, let's say, sometimes, right, while you're working, what you want is again a feature provided by Playwright only, I believe, not by any other tool. So, what happens here is, while you are writing your code, right, let's say you want to continuously check, right, once you make some changes. Okay, let's understand this way, right? Let's say you have already created a test case, and somehow it is failing on the some way, right? What you want to do is you do not. What you want to do is you want to do a hit and try kind of a scenario, right? So you will change something and you want to see like whether it passed or not, right? So to see it getting passed, you will have to execute them, right? What Playwright is saying is that there is a something called watch mode, and what will happen is you can first of all enable it. Now on the test case, if now you made some change and save that change, right? Save the change. Playwright will automatically run the test case for you, right? So that you can see the test case getting executed and you can observe the behavior. Okay. Now what saving are you making? You're saving that you do not have to run the test case by yourself. Playwright will do it automatically once you're making those changes. Okay. So that is what watch mode is. It is available here, like as Kiran mentioned, and I believe that the same thing is available and the UI mode, right, over here. So if I enable something here, right, let's say I enable this to a watch mode, right, this test case, and if I go here and can I change things here? Yes. No, I cannot change things here, right, but I can make changes here in my this part. If I do it, let's say youtube.com, and if I save it, you see it is running the test case automatically. 0 1 pass, and it will start it, right? It automatically started. Okay.
Yeah, it's like when we are debugging or changing something, it is very handy in that cases.
Right, because while you're running the test case, it helps you, right, to save time in again and again configuring to run.
Yes.
So again, but again, people will need time to get used to it, because for developers, UI developers, this is how they work. Because try to understand, they have to change CSS properties, right? Let's say they are trying to provide some styling to a locator, right? And what happens is they do a lot of hit and try on it, right? They provide red color, yellow color, and some alignment and all that, right? For all those changes, right? If they would have to do it again and again to run the application, it takes a lot of time. What they want, what they expect is, they expect that okay, we whatever we are doing, right, that gets applied automatically on the UI, and we are able to see it on the runtime, right? So in for them, right, it's a normal process. But for us as a automation engineers, if we are coming from some other background, we might not know about this, and this might look like very strange, but it's a very good feature. Okay. Okay, fine. So we now understand about the watch thing, right? And this is how it works. So these are the two types here, right? The this one and the other one. No worries, no worries, Anand. I'll try it if I can complete before that. So these are the two things, right? So this is the watch mode. You can do it on all the test cases, and this is running at the specific test case, right? Okay. Now, if you wanted to run a test case, right, or look at a test case, you will have to click on it, and then now let's focus on this section of the page. Okay, one more thing. You see the filters here, right? Filters here. Let's say if you have run the execution, right, then you can filter out on the basis of the pass, failed, or skip test cases, and it can also show you all the projects, right? Currently, when I started this UI mode, right, I started it with saying that only load it using the project called Chrome, right? If I would have started like something npx playwright test hyphen UI, what it would do is it would go into the configuration file, see how many projects I have, and all the projects would be listed here in this over here, right? Now, what you can do is, since currently you have only one project, right? Whether you select this or not select this, it will. Oh no, it is currently working on what? It is currently working on the Chromium one, right? Let me run it again. Let us see what it does. It is the Chromium browser. Okay.
No, it was Chrome, I think.
Chromium and Chrome look similar actually. The problem is that.
Okay.
So,
Me on Mac, the Chromium comes in blue color. So
okay. So, did it came in blue only?
yeah, for you, it came in the Chrome color only. I
Okay. Okay.
I happen to see that.
Let us try again. Let us see. So yeah, it's a Chrome only, right? So it is opening the Chrome. So by default, whatever project I've assigned it, right, it is taking the that only option available. But if you would have started things, right, let me start the things. If I close this, okay, it is still loading the page. It will close, right? If I would have done this, right, see, let's, if I see this, it was stopped and the trace viewer gone away, right? What I'll do is I'll say npx. See, I would say, right, whatever we are seeing, right, is it's called as the UI mode. It is not called as a trace viewer. Trace viewer is something on the right hand side which you are seeing, which we are yet to talk about. What I will say is this is the UI mode in which you are running the test case. When you do this, it opens a UI. It's like it opens up the screen, right? And here you get control to a lot of things. Now see this now. Earlier, let me just expand this, right? You are this time seeing all four files. Earlier you were seeing this file. Why you are seeing all four files? Because this is what exists, right, under all the projects which you mentioned under this conf file, right? Now if you see, right, there are projects here. One is setup project which contains called this one which works on this file, and there is a Chrome, right, which is working on end-to-end spec, right? So these are four files, whereas you see you have five files here, right? So not everything is coming up, right? Only four files are coming. Why? Because when you ran this, right, you did not define which project you want to run things. So what it did, it automatically collected all projects and it looked into all the projects specifically one by one and checked what all files they can be executed on, right? So if you now expand this, right, you will see all the projects being mentioned, right, and all the spec files being shown here. If now you want to run this spec file, let's say this one, right, on a specific another browser, let's say Chrome, this one, right, the Chromium one. Okay, this filters here, right? Sorry, it filters the test case which can be run on this part. So you can see this is the one which can run. Okay, it's just a filtering part. Okay. You can run Chrome. Select this and you will see end-to-end spec only. If you want to see, right, what can all run on setup project, this is the test case. And from where this information is coming, from this config file. Chrome can run only this test case because this is what I've configured here. Getting it? And once, right, you run all the execution, right, you will also have a pass, fail status and all, right? As of now, they are in the pending state. So everything is being shown. Once you run things, right, and once you run anything from it, and then let's say you are interested only to look at the failed test case, you will just select them and you will see all the test cases depending whether you have selected this or not. So if you select failed, it will go and look in all the projects, all the test cases which have failed and show up here. So it's just a way, right, for you to select or filter test cases and work on it one by one, right? So this left section looks like this. What is this part? Toggle output. What is this? Running global setup, right? Okay, so it shows you the output screen, right? Something which you might see here also, right? On the output part. Okay. Right, now let us look at our test cases. So if I go to the Chrome, if I expand this and let's run this test case again, let's say screen 2. If I run it, it will run the test case. You can see the execution happening, right? And then it will get closed, right? Okay, great. Now see here, this is the source file which shows you the file in the test case which has been executed. If you go to the locator, right? Okay, how to show you this part? Okay, before going here, let's look at this part. Okay, let's look at this part. You can see, right, the actions tab, right? Actions tab show you all the steps which have been executed as part of your execution, and to match it, you can check these steps here, right, shown in the console in this test case over here. So all the steps are there. If you would notice, these are the same steps which are being shown in your report also, right? If you would have opened it up, right? Now let's say you want to see what has happened, right? If you see, right, if I clicked on it, you are visually able to see what has happened because of this. When you see this, right, page.goto, right, it shows you the screenshot, right, which is displayed, right, once the action was about to be taken, right? Once the action was taken, right, this is how it looks like. And if there was some after, let's say some after step or after each, right, this is how it will look. I should explain this way, right? So for every step, right, for every step which you are doing, what it is showing is, it is showing you three views. It is showing you the before, right, before running, let's say this one, right? If you look at it, if you see, right, before running this step, how the page was looking, it was looking blank. When the action was taken, how the things was looking, it was looking like this. After the action was taken, right, how the thing looked like, it looked like this. Getting it? It is showing you three different views. Before taking the step, before once you took the action, then how did it look like, and then the after section. Let's say you took the action, and because of this, right, it resulted into a navigation to some other page, right? So it would have also shown you the after part of it, the next page. Getting it? Let's say here you fill in email, password, and then sign in. What will happen here is, in the before part, right, it will show you that email and password is filled. On the action part, right, it will show you that sign in got highlighted, and in the after part, it will be showing you the next screen, right, or the navigation bar, depending on how it looks at the after part. Okay, and this is valid for all the cases, right? You can see page.screenshot, right, and all that. Okay, so this is this view. Now you want to expand this, you can just expand this and see the entire screen here like this, right? Now you can see, right, this is how it is opening the snapshot. If you fill it somewhere, right, and click on sign in, right, email, password. Okay, this is something very interesting. I don't know about this part. Let's try through this. Is it opening password sign in? If you do a sign in, what happens? Does it sign in? No. Demo customer sign in, login. It does not show this. Okay, this is something which I'm not sure how this is running, but I believe this is looking at the trace zip file only, right? Again, trace is like, this is like a proprietary thing, right, which Playwright has developed by itself. Okay, but again, for your understanding, you just consider that this is like a screenshot, right, displayed, which is showing all three in all three parts: after, before, and the action part. If you go above, right, it shows you the timeline. It shows you the timeline of your test execution. Okay, the entire steps. So you can see, right, at this point of time the test started and it ended in this time. So it gives you multiple information. First, it shows you like how much time did it took. So it took this much time, right? Took this much time. If you see this, right, page.goto, right, page.goto is this is in the blue color, right? So you can see that this blue color shows you, right, if you can see, right, I am hovering over it, and you can see that it also shows this text saying page.goto, right? If you see this page.goto, so if you highlight over it, you will get to know that which step was being running, right, when you look at this history, right, history of execution. See, so you can see page.goto is still running. Now here, right, the page is loaded, and here it stopped, right? If you go here, right, at this level, here, right, it loaded everything. Now from here, right, what is happening is, expect that soft is running. Great. Okay, it is running. Now the second, this one is running now to have URL, this third one, right? Now if you move ahead, it shows you that at this point page screenshot was taken. If you move ahead, now the locator screenshot was taken. If you move ahead again, this is the screenshot which was taken here, right? It shows you that screen, and then you can see after each getting run, page.screenshot getting run, and all that. Okay, so this shows you the timeline of your execution. The right word is timeline. It shows you the timeline, right? And it could be handy for people, right, who feel like there is something uh, let's say you cannot understand like what is happening over there, right? So in that case, this timeline can really help. No worries, Anand. I'm also about to close this. So now the next part, right? The locator, right? Here, yeah, Kiran, please.
It is totally similar to DevTools inside Chrome, right?
Right. This is similar to that only. I mean, it has this feature which you are seeing right now, right? It is similar to that part.
Right.
Although this section, right, the way they represent it, it could be different. I have let's see that. Okay, not if I expand
It
this.
is like if developer have this DevTools and we have a better tool than them for our test cases.
Right, and I think this is the one, right? This is the
Right.
timeline.
Yes.
But this is, if you see, right, this is in the network. This is in the network source. Mm, do you see something on the UI mode? Lighthouse recorder? No.
Mm,
In the network, right? If you would see, let me run some part here, right? Let me just enter here. Let's see what it does. If you see here, right, it just shows you the network calls,
right.
not the UI mode, right?
Right.
So, but the similar kind of a concept you're getting in the Playwright part.
Yes.
Okay, and this is what trace is. Okay,
Mhm.
this information which you're seeing right now, this is called as a trace. So every test case, right, if you run the Playwright in the UI mode, you will generate trace for all the test case execution which you run from here, right? And the same is getting displayed here, right? The same information is getting displayed here. Okay, so this is your timeline which can show you what happened at what time, and you can scroll through it like this, and you can get to know, okay, after this step this is what happened. If you really want to, and again this is another view to see the same information. And if you go down here, right, locator, how to do this? If I can see locator, there's a way to do it. This is copy locator, but no, where did the test case went? Sorry, screen 2, right? Here, there is a way to even find the locators. How to do that?
Inspect, I think inside that. Yeah, inspect.
If I'm doing it open the dev tools here, right? This is not what I want.
Okay.
I wanted to see the locator. We ran screen 1, right? And we did not work. Are we working on the locator here? We are working at a locator at this level, submit level, right? We ran this test case only, right? This is screen 2 test case. We are looking at what test case? Screen 2 only. Locator, this one, right? Here, if I see this, okay, I'll see what I can do. Okay, first of all, we are clear with this with the source part, right? What does call shows? Okay, before that, right? This was the action tab, right, which shows you all the test cases. Sorry, all the steps of the test case, and it shows you the status of the test case, passed or fails, and the timeline, the second it took. Second is the metadata, right? It shows you the metadata about that execution, on which agent it ran, right? Which engine it ran on, right? Duration it took, the start time of it, right? What URL you use, right? Base URL is coming from, again. This is not correct because it flows through different configuration files, right? And ultimately the test one takes up, but it should have shown the correct one. I don't know why it does not show the correct one, but it should have been there. Yeah, please.
So I have found out the locator. Besides the action button, there is one circle.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
If
Okay.
you
Okay.
click on that, it will
So
give you
yeah, right.
a better
So if you
map.
do this right on the fly, you will get the locator here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for that button. I was looking it right. Great. So if you see right here, right, it is also giving you a way to find the locator of the element, right? Just to make sure that whether it has changed or what, right? So if you, let's say you are using some locator which is not working, you can just click on it and get to know about that locator on the fly like this. Let's say, right, if you click on this, array, yeah, the problem is it also does all of this stuff. Let me go back here. If I click on this and click this, right, you can see you can get it and use it in your test cases over there, right, by copying this. So this is what the use of locator is, right? But again, it will generate mostly on the role side. If you are okay to use it, please use it accordingly. Okay, now source part we have seen how what the source is. Call part, again, call, I think it is telling, right, like if you have selected, right, whatever you select here, right, it tells you what exactly is being done behind the scene, right? It shows you that page or screenshot is done. It took this time, right? It started at this time, took this much time, what parameters it has, and what is the return value, right? You can copy it and check the value. Similarly, if you do this page.go to, you will get to know, okay, that this is the URL it sent, this is the information it waited until the load part, and what is the response of it. Getting it? So again, it is giving you the information at the minute level, right? At the most granular level. Now logs, right? Navigating to this. So for this part, right? Internally, whatever logs it would have generated, right? It is showing you navigating to this, waiting until load. If you click on this, you can see expect to talk to timeout 5,000 milliseconds, waiting for this, locator resolve to this part, right? So you were not seeing any of this when you were running the code through the Playwright from the VS Code, right? But this UI mode, right, gives you information about the most detailed part of the testing. So if you want to know about the information we call, it can help you to read the content, whatever has been done. If you see this, right, it says waiting for locator resolve to visible this, right, and then it would have taken a screenshot. Okay, errors. If there were any errors, right, which it would have encountered, let's say in case of failures or something, right, it would have shown up here. Console, right? What are we seeing here, right? It is showing you the information, right, which is being recorded in the console tab of the browser when this execution was happening. So in the console tab, right, it would have collected this information from there, this also from there, but this is the information which you specifically called out, right, inside the test case, which is by console.log method. Okay, so console, if you do the console.log by yourself, or you do it, or you see any logs coming in the browser console tab, so all of those are collected and shown in this console tab. You can see this is the one, and it shows, right, that this is the one which is coming from your script, this is the one coming from the DOM, right? So this is that information, favicon and all that. Network tab, it also shows you the network information, whatever network calls have been made, right, to perform that step, right, or this test execution. So login step was made, you can see the entire thing is being displayed, right? The request body, the response body, the body part, right? Same as what we have in the Chrome DevTools, right? So if you want to see the HTML file, what it generated, right, you can click on it. This is the JS file which it generated, right? If you want to see the body of it, this is the body of the JS file. If you want to see the CSS of it, this is the CSS part of it, and see the body of the CSS. Font, right? Again, there is no font, any image, no image. HTML, yes, HTML, and the body of the HTML looks like this. Very handy, right? And uh, segregating the information for you and leaving it to you whatever you want to use. Attachments, right? Attachments is like whatever screenshot it would have taken, right, as part of the case, it is showing up here. Annotations, we have not used any annotations. And what is annotation? I don't know about it. Let me check. Doc to write. So you can also doc this right over here, and you can see in this view also, right? Let's say you are not interested in all this information, you are interested in network tab, you can see it like this, or just, but this is a better view. Okay, so you can see, right, how handy this all this information is, and this is what is the UI mode of the thing. Annotation, let us see this also, what this is about, so that our discussion of UI mode can be completed. Annotations, what is annotations? I don't see this. It might be actions. Okay, I don't see it here. Okay, fine, right? We'll see what is annotation is. But apart from it, right, I hope this is making sense. What is the UI thing? Yeah, Kiran, please.
I guess the annotation is like when we write the test, inside that we can define annotations, right?
I think
Let's
yes.
say test or describe, inside that we can write the annotations like.
Oh, right. So it would be those annotations, right? You mean these ones? Let me close this. Playwright.dev. If you go to the test runners, uh, we're talking about this, right? Playwright test and describe this one, and here we have somewhere called annotations, or
Mhm.
we can provide somewhere even remember it. Let us look at this level. Tags, right? These tags, I believe.
Yeah, tags as well as besides the tags, we can write the annotations as well. So
Oh yes, yes, yes. I
this is
now
the
remember.
tag here, yes.
If I scroll down, this is the annotation, right?
Right here,
This
type
one.
issue.
Yeah. There's so much information to remember, but you can't. But again, knowing about it, just knowing about it, also it also clicks you, right? Okay, there was something with that kind of information around it.
Yeah,
Great. So yeah, so maybe this is the one, right? I have not checked it, but yeah, I'm suspecting this is the one. Okay, great, right? So this is the UI mode, right? Now, how does okay? Let's say, right? So this is the way if you want to run, if you want to see, you will get in the UI mode when you are in the development phase, right? And want to debug something, right? Let's say you are not in the debug mode, you are not in the development mode, right? You are running things on your test environment, and over there, right, you want to enable tracing. Okay, you want to enable tracing, that okay, that I want to get all the information like what I get in the UI mode for the cases where failures are happening, right? Again, what you can do is go to the Playwright config file, go to the use section, and just say here, either here or where. I think in the above part we said. Let me just check. Oh, where is the tracing part? Let me just check. How to enable tracing. Uh, this should be in the test config, not test config, full config. Let's say trace. Oh, not here. Where is it? Then full project. Test timeout. Retry. Okay, no, nothing here also. A test config. Trace. TS config. No. Test info. Okay, I saw it somewhere. Where it is? It is not here also. Test options. No, this will not be the one. Okay. Step info. Test project. Okay, then let me check. I how to attach trace in test in Playwright. So for doing that, okay, you have to enable tracing, and yeah, I was using trace only. Why it was not coming in the use part of it? Oh, I am saying here, right? Trace is already there. That's why it is not coming. Okay, it says on first retry, right? What you can do to do is you can enable, right? You can do all of these options, right? I will enable it by default on, right? Now let us delete this report and this part, move to recycle bin, and now let's run our test case. What I will do is I will say test project Chrome, and we have two test cases running. So let's see what will happen. Okay. So you can see it will generate test results and the other thing also. Okay. So it did all the execution. Let us see what do we get here. You see, this time it had the PNG file. Okay. It took the some PNG files also. It has a trace, and where is the video? Oh, I said it in failure. Okay, my bad. I should have said on. Right. So let me run it again. Let me run it again to show you what I mean. Delete. Move to recycle bin. Okay, let's run it again. So it is doing the execution right parallelly. Okay, and now let's see the report. In the test results, right, you will see for every execution it did the for every test execution it gives separate folder, and now you can see a trace file, something called PNG, right, which it has automatically created by its for its own use, which will be used in the trace part, and the video which I asked him to do. Similar, the same information here, right? If you go to the Playwright report, you will see index.html. Data will contain all your videos and the screenshots, also the trace files, the zip files. Okay, and here in the trace, there are a lot of other information which is collected again, which is something which we cannot understand. We are not the expert on it, but let's leave it to them, right? Trace. But this is what is making that things dynamic or interactive when we are working on the UI mode, right? Now let's see this trace. What happens because it did not open in the UI mode, right? We want to see this trace. How to see it? If you want to see it, you can also start from here, right? You will have to, I think, zip it from here. Open anyway. Will it work? No, it will not work from here. Sorry, you will have to open from the report only. So let's say npx playwright show report. Right, now see this. This is an icon saying that there is a trace viewer attached in this execution. Okay, so let's expand this first. Again, test steps are there. The screenshot is also there. Now traces, right? You see the traces. It shows the traces. We'll go to it. The videos is also there, right? Right. You can see the video getting executed, whatever it would have done for the YouTube. It is waiting for the page to load, and after 6 seconds, it got something and it got loaded, right? Okay, great. The video is here. Now let's look at the trace part. Click on this. You see, this is the same view which you are getting in the UI. So what you can do, you can see what it did. You can click on it. You can see the before part, after part. You can see the timeline which is happening here. You can go and look at everything here, right? You can just go and expand this. You will get the locator for it. After hook section, right? Before hook section and all that. So this is again, since we know from that side, right, that how things are done. So this is all self-explanatory, I believe, right? And let's check the setting thing, which is again the dark mode and display canvas of content. Okay. Yeah, Kiran, please.
Yeah, totally understood. I just found one more thing in the network tab.
Uh-huh.
If you go to the network tab,
Yeah.
here you select in get or post method.
Okay.
So I think inside the UI mode, I found out this is the report. There is one copy network feature, and that can be handy if we are doing like UI API integration inside our report. Can you
Maybe.
open the UI mode?
Yeah,
Just
I can open it up.
get
Let me close this and
nice.
let's go to the UI mode. Let's control C. Right, but again, I hope you understood, like we can attach these reports, trace views and all that, right, on that
Yes,
part.
yes.
So trace viewer, and in the UI mode, let's open it up. Okay, so here if we go by this test case, we are, let's say, here. Let me run it. If I go to the network tab.
Select any gate.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's not showing? Let
You have a Mac machine, na?
yeah.
So
There's one drop down besides that request response body and here, and besides that it will show copy request as playwright. I did that and pasted inside my test, so it generated an API request, and it's like using for API automation. It is
you are using which version of Playwright?
let me see, package.json 1.52.
Maybe in that we might have got that feature. I don't know. Mine
Okay.
is 1.51.
Yeah, I will drop the screenshot. You can one like once.
I will check it. I will check it. Okay. So filter network. There's an option to filter the network, but what you're saying is not available at least in this version with me. I will check and let you know.
Sure.
Okay, so I think we are good, right? So we understand everything on the TraceViewer part and the use of it, and how to run things or even attach it in the report on the fly. Okay, great. So this also marks our completion of Playwright, right, as what we wanted to learn. Now we will move to framework designing from tomorrow, and we'll start just using these concepts and start creating the folder structure. We will use page object model pattern only, right, on the same website, and see how it looks like. Okay, good. And then once we're done with it in 3-4 classes, we'll move towards the CI/CD part in the
Okay.
next week.
Sure.
So I hopefully I'm trying my best to complete Playwright in the month of April itself, so that from May we can just devote Cypress for the month of May and we can wind up our bootcamp.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, thank you so much. Let's meet tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you, Akhil. Have a
Thank you.
nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.